Hello.
Hi, Seth.
Hey, Mary. You're not calling to talk to me about the vibrator thing, are you?
I'm totally calling you to
I'm
talk
not
about the
talking about that.
vibrator.
I was just like, I was watching that and I was totally weirded. I was like, okay, I'm watching these two freshman girls talking about this stuff and this is not appropriate. And and I kind of like averted my eyes until it went to the commercial. So,
These are important issues. These are the issues of our day and of our network. Hey, do you ever, dot dot dot?
shut up. I'm talking about South of Nowhere. They're like, did you see Glenn Kiss Chelsea? How about that? Huh? Glenn Kiss Chelsea. And then there
No.
was Spencer and another was Jonica. And how about that? Huh? We had to just talk about that, right?
Actually, I'm gonna let you go on that because I actually kind of thought that Glenn Chelsea kiss was kind of hot. Like I've never
Yeah.
thought Glenn was all that hot. I think it's the facial hair. I like Chris Hunter as a human being and as a person, and I think
You're
he's
saying
attractive.
Chris Hunter is ugly? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying he's attractive. I just never like, cause he's like a goofy guy. Like I never really felt the like
I
fire
can't believe
coming
you're
from
telling
him.
me that Chris Hunter is ugly right here on this podcast that the whole
Oh
world
my
can
god!
listen
Oh my god!
to. And you know what? I didn't think you were like that, Mary.
So anyway, he just never had that fire in him. But when he kisses Chelsea, I like saw the smolder in his eyes, and I was like, oh, Glenn,
Yeah. What
what's
about the
up?
Spencer Jonica thing there? Actually, what about Ashley's reaction to that whole thing? She's like, whatever.
I know that totally blew over in like a minute. That was awesome. Yeah, I thought that was the sign of how far they've come as a couple. Because Ashley's not like the queen of forgiveness.
No, that's putting it mildly. But do you think, like, in real life, if that sort of thing happened, if, like, whoever your significant other was came to you and said, hey, I kind of, like, kissed this other person and it didn't go anywhere because they blew me off, would you just be like, yeah, okay, cool? Or would you be like, don't call me for a week?
I know that was I was kind of like I got Ashley's point that like our relationship has been through enough. Like this is pretty minor, but the point was that like if Jonica hadn't pushed Spencer away, like it could have gone a lot further.
Right.
And then what? Then they would have had an issue.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would have been that sort of easygoing about it if I had been Ashley.
Maybe once Ashley gets over like all the Kyla stuff, she'll be like, "Hey, remember when you confessed to me about kissing Jonica?" and bring it back up and fight with her about it.
Yeah. I think she's the type that holds that stuff in reserve so she can be like, pow, 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 when she does it.
Totally.
Speaking of kissing...
Speaking of vibrators.
Shut up! No. Speaking of people kissing people, did you notice there was that kind of Riley on Peter action? You probably noticed that. You might have noticed that.
Wait, really?
I think that's great, because there are all these people like on the message boards and stuff who are like, I can't wait to find out more about Riley. Riley seems cool. When are we gonna see more Riley? And it's like, oh man, he just kissed Peter.
You're gonna see the hell out of him. Yeah, I thought it was like I just loved this episode basically, mostly because of the vibrator, but also because of I think that's a great storyline and I thought it was like well handled and like really nuanced and
Probably my favorite episode of the season so far.
yeah.
How they're handling
Plus
Riley.
the whole like the humiliation angle is like such like vintage Degrassi. The part where the vibrator that was vibrating dropped on the floor in the bathroom.
Am I gonna have to call Argiris right now to shut you up about the vibrator thing?
Should I ask him about vibrators?
Yeah, sure, whatever. If he wants to talk about it, go ahead. That's fine. Argiris plays Riley. I'm not saying his last name because I don't think I pronounce it correctly, and I'm frankly not entirely sure I'm pronouncing his first name right.
Yeah.
But
I think so, but we'll
I
ask
think
him.
if we ask him, I think he'll tell us.
Yeah, I bet he's nice like that. All right. Vibrators.
Hello?
Hello, is this Argiris?
Yes, it is.
Hey, it's Mary and Seth from theend.com.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? Oh, is this a three-way?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, I hope we didn't catch you by surprise.
Are we pronouncing your name correctly? Or actually, can you just say it for us?
How'd you pronounce it again?
I said Argiris.
That's perfect.
Awesome.
Great.
I know, it's not often that you get people that can pronounce it right.
I am the champion.
We had a lengthy discussion about it. Is it Argiris? Is it Karras? Or how do you say your last name?
Well, you could say Karras, but in Greek it's Karras. It doesn't matter. Either way, Karras or Karras.
Do you speak Greek full on proper?
Not fluently, but I could speak, basic conversational
Really?
skills.
All right, we need some like, hey, how you doing in Greek.
Okay, I'll tell you the basics. Okay. If you're greeting somebody, you greet them with Yasu, Tikanis. Yasu meaning hi, and then Tikani means how are you. Try that.
Wait, Yasu, and then what was the second one?
Tikanis.
Gikanis? Or
Yep.
Tikanis?
Tikanis. Yasu, Tikanis.
Yasu, Tikanis. Argiris.
Very nice.
Karras.
Kala.
Something.
Kala is good.
I'm impressed. Do you have family in Greece?
Actually, my whole family is Greek. I'm the only half Canadian now. Well, considering the fact that I'm born in Canada, I'm sort of not considered pure Greek anymore. But yeah, my parents were born in Greece. My dad is from Sparta, and my mom is from Athens.
Right.
Wow.
But are they in Canada now, or do you still have family there?
Yeah, they're both living with me right now.
All right. You have probably the most fascinating character on Degrassi this season. I was actually just reading like a fan forum somewhere where people were like, people were talking about like even before this episode aired, they were like, in the episode where Jane, is on the football team, how like Riley is the one guy who kind of turns back and like feels guilty about the fact that Derek just like beat the crap out of her, and they were like, they were into that performance and they were like reading way into it, and it was kind of awesome.
I guess the main reason Riley has a different reaction against that what happened is because when it got a little too far, he didn't know what to do, so he just broke up the fight and sort of felt sympathy for Jane because he doesn't want people to get hurt. It's all fun and games for him, but when it gets a little too serious and physical, he wants to back off, I think.
Right.
And yeah, I guess that was a sort of a small, soft part that you get to see my character for the first time. It's a lot.
Do you think also like maybe he was kind of like, here's what I was reading into it, was that he kind of has sympathy for like an underdog in a way that he knows that like there but for the grace of God goes he, like if people find out his secret that like he could get beat up or stuff like that. Or am I reading way too far into it?
Yeah, that's not a bad theory. I mean, I guess it all makes sense after seeing the last episode that, just aired, Man with Two Hearts. He sort of wants to soften people up and make sure that people know that he's not gay, and he just wants to be nice to people, I guess, so they don't turn their back to them, I guess. And it's sort of a defense mechanism, and that's why he's trying to play cool. But with Peter, because the sexual tension is just too high, the attraction between them is just too high, I guess it goes to another level, and Riley skips a step and takes it too far, I guess, and he gets hurt.
Right. I don't know if you can even answer this, but like, is Riley gay? Does Riley think he's gay, or is Riley in denial? Like, what is going on inside Riley, to the best of your ability to tell us?
Well, what's going on around his head right now is he doesn't believe he's gay. He's actually fighting the fact that he might be interested in men. From that episode, you see him obviously deny the fact that he kissed him, because if he was fully proud, he would have been happy with it. But instead, he's not happy with who he is, and so he tries to cover it up with lies, and instead of coming out, he lies to other people about how Peter is gay instead. And I guess that's his sort of defense mechanism, and he sort of threatens Peter in a physical manner, and it just makes Peter want to shut his mouth. But in the end, you see Peter has a little bit of sympathy for Riley, because he could have easily spread the word, and then the story would go another way.
Yeah.
He's not. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's not gay to the point where that he knows he is yet. He's sort of struggling to urge the truth, pretty much.
Right. Like questioning, I think, is the official term for it.
Yeah, pretty much questioning his sexuality.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because, this is obviously something Degrassi's dealt with before, and it's so interesting to see how it's playing out now with Riley as compared to how it played out with Marco, 6 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Marco, also was questioning, but he sort of had a completely opposite take on it. Riley is clearly sort of blaming Peter there for, we have nothing to say to each other, that sort of thing, as if somehow Peter crossed some line because Riley kissed him. and it's really interesting to see the. Have you met Adamo at all? Have you talked to him at all about the way the characters have played out?
Well, surprisingly, like, I mean, we've had a few parties here and there, get-togethers, and on set, no, I've never actually seen him. But yeah, I'm kind of happy about how this character is going along. I remember Adamo's character, Marco. He was struggling more against society than he was with himself, and you know how people were like beating up on him and picking on him. I guess Riley's sort of beating up on himself and struggling against himself, and I find that like pretty unique, and it's a different take on the homosexuality story.
Yeah, it is a different take. I was thinking about it as I was watching it, that I don't know if we've ever really seen a character like this before. It's like definitely not in a teen show. It's usually like we kind of only just recently got to the point where we were allowed to have gay teens on TV, but it's always kind of like happy, shiny, like, I'm gay and everybody accepts me, like, by the end of the half hour. And, like, this is kind of more, like, this happens. Like, there are plenty of people out there all over the world who are going through something way more like this, where they're not sure and they don't want to be sure. They don't want to know that about themselves.
Yeah, I mean, not all people are, you know, fully out of the closet, and not all people are proud of who they are. And this is a good interpretation of homosexuality on another level, on a masculine level. And I'm kind of happy I got the role.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a juicy one, right?
Yeah, I want, you know, the most realism to come out of this. And from so far, from what I'm hearing, people are kind of excited, and I hear some positive feedback. And I know Man with Two Hearts. I'm excited to watch that episode. I haven't even seen it myself.
Awesome.
It airs in Canada on Sunday, so yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Nice.
So how many times did you have to kiss Jamie Johnston?
Oh, you'd like to know that, wouldn't you? Enough times to the point where his mouth was like, no, like 6 times probably, around there, because I mean we needed different angles, different takes. Some takes it would just be a little awkward, and we'd go for the kiss, and then all of a sudden, like, he would just get freaked out for a second, and then he'd be like, whoa, and I'd be like, what happened? He'd be like, well, I don't know, man, I just freaked out. Because, I mean, it is kind of intimidating when you're standing next to a guy, and you know he's going to kiss you, and he's looking straight in your eyes with, like, bubbly eyes, and you know he's ready to kiss you, and he's like lathering up his lips. It's kind of intimidating. And we had a couple of takes. Some were sloppy, some were quick, but in the end, it worked out. It worked out pretty well, because the first kiss was supposed to be kind of awkward in the first place. It wasn't supposed to be a happy, you know, romantic story kiss. I mean, it was realistic, and I can't wait to see what cut they used. Was it the one with the tongue? No. No, none of that.
The exact mechanics of it. I don't know if I remember.
Well, I have to say, I think it's going to become most rewatched moments of Degrassi.
That one scene, 1 minute. People like rewind and like watch that again.
Yeah, I think that's going to climb that chart.
All right, we got to get to know Argiris too. Wait, do people call you Argy? I feel like I read that somewhere.
Where'd you read that?
I don't know.
Well, a lot of people call me different names. I'm sometimes called RG. Yeah, Archie. Some people joke around and call me Orgy, like the band. But I mean, I guess RG's fine. A lot of my friends call me RG just because it's easier, and when I'm out and about, I introduce myself as Argiris because it sounds like, you know, I want to take pride in my name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. It's not a name that I hear often, so it's kind of like I want to embrace it and, you know, make sure.
Got some weight to it, too. You know, it's like, I'm Argiris, and like, whoa.
All right. So what do you do for fun? What kind of music do you like? What are you up to this weekend?
Oh, okay. Well, I like a lot of 80s, and that's one of the reasons that I like Degrassi, is because all their titles are like always 80s songs, and I thought that was pretty cool. But I like a little bit of dance, Depeche Mode, New Order, The Smiths, David Guetta. I mean, it's a bit of a mix. I appreciate artists for their music, so depending on what it is, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I even like Eminem sometimes. It just depends on the mood, I guess.
Yeah.
As for movies, I like everything. I'm like the worst critics when it comes to movies, unless it's like horribly done. But I like every movie. My favorite movie would have to be Harsh Times. There's Christian Bale.
Wait,
No?
I
Harsh
saw
Times.
that like a long time ago. I don't think I've seen it recently. I'll have to rerun it.
I obviously like 300 because it's in my bloodline. But I just like the cinematography in that movie. Everything's like so smooth, and the effects they use, how it's like punch or like slash in fast motion, and then it pauses right before like the impact. I don't know. I thought that was brilliant.
Right.
But yeah, this weekend I've been doing like a lot of Halloween stuff. Not trick-or-treating. No, I wish.
Yeah.
I was dressed up as a jailbird, and I was going around cuffing people to me, and they got scared. But it was fun. And I was stealing their candy. No, I wasn't doing that. I was just at a party, and
Yeah. Wait, were you like an actual like a bird from jail or like a jailbird?
no,
Just like
a
a guy from
jailbird,
jail?
you know, like a convict.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to portray something I wasn't. So, you know, I'm just like, you know, why not go the bad route and make myself look bad, you know?
And do you like play sports in real life? Because your character's super athletic.
Yep, actually I do. I play a bit of football. I don't play in clubs or teams. That just hasn't been my thing because I don't have as much dedication for sports as I do for acting, but I can play football. I love soccer. All my best friends play soccer, so I end up being net and taking the shots. I could play beach volleyball. I love beach volleyball, although Toronto doesn't have the best weather. What else? Water polo, any kind of sports. I'm always an athletic guy.
Do you actually know how to box, or was that just for the episode?
Well, I mean, I could flail my arms around. Yeah, no, I don't take lessons, but I'm sure I can punch something. So.
That's some intimidating talk there. I can see if you ever got in a scuffle, like, you know, you're out somewhere and some guy comes up and you're like, listen, man, I just want you to know, I'm pretty sure I could punch something.
Yeah. No, I'll be like, listen, man, have you seen Degrassi? I'm going to end up kissing you, so watch out. And then he's going to, like, freak out and run away. So I think that's a lovable approach. Love always works.
Yeah. You're a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, come here. Give me a pat.
Wait, I have one other totally stupid question. At the beginning of the episode, it's like that huge kind of cross-country running scene.
Mm-hmm.
How much running did you guys have to do that day when you shot that? Like, was that totally exhausting?
Oh, my God. Well, oh, my God. We ended up running for at least 20 minutes, for sure. 20 minutes, and they wanted, like, hardcore sprints because we're supposed to be competing. And usually they would use, I mean, like on-set makeup would use, like, a little spritzer, you know, to make fake sweat. Well, it wasn't needed that time, especially for me. I was drenched, and like, it was hard keeping continuity, and so like my shirt wasn't like sweating. Different scenes, different like patterns and stuff. It had to be continual, but it was kind of hard when you're running for 20 minutes. But yeah, whatever. You got to do what you got to do.
Oh, I could hear the director saying, "Listen, man, can you sweat a little more symmetrically here?"
Yeah, I know. Can you like dry off in like 10 seconds?
I'm totally going to rewatch it now and like keep an eye on your sweat patterns. Like,
yeah.
It's all like Rorschaching.
It was worse for Peter. He had to trip, so.
Oh, right.
He had to trip and fall, and he got a little dirty. He took it like a man, though. You know, he didn't use no stunt double or anything like that. I mean, you know, he only fell on his face and whatever.
Right.
Sorry, I fell on your face, dude. 20 times.
I know. Oh, man.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us today. It was nice meeting you.
No problem. It was a pleasure meeting you guys.
And hopefully we'll see you in person sometime.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right.
All right. Have a good day.
Thanks.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Do you think he knows that I even try to say that stuff in Greek that you tried to say?
I don't know. I was too busy worrying about how badly I was doing.
I just kind of shut up and let you say it and was like, man, I hope he doesn't make me say it too. I hope he doesn't call on me because I'm not paying attention.
Man, you left me out there hanging out to dry.
Yeah, I did.
Speaking bad Greek. I don't know if I think I couldn't even hear what the first letter in the I don't even remember the words now. Like that's how great I am with languages.
Yeah.
All right. I will talk to you next week, right?
Yeah, you will, whether you like it or not.
Awesome. I like it.
All right. I'm glad to hear it. See you later, Mary. Way to podcast.
Vibrators.
Bye.